I look like a yellow submarine. That wind is brutal out here today. I'm going to try to get these trucks washed. It's been 5 days since we spread salt. I've got to get this salt off of these trucks. It's been cold up until today, so I didn't want to come out here and do it when it was cold. Let's do it. Both trucks are rinsed off now. I've got to do my undercarriage wash. I've got my special undercarriage washer hose here. Let me start the pressure washer up, and then I'm just going to drive over this thing and wash the undersides of both of those trucks. This is somewhat of a crude device here. When I priced these things elsewhere, man, they were a lot of money. So I just went to my local hardware store and I said, I can make one of those. So I could probably do a little better with it, but it does the job and throws water up underneath of there and helps get some of that salt from under there. Okay, let me clean up my mess here. I guess I better blow everything out, blow all of the hoses out, get the pump cleaned out, because it's going to be cold next week. I just got off the phone with a friend who is in our group of snowplow people, and he's got a spreader like this one. This is my newer spreader, and he said he's got an issue with some cracking down around his vibrator. I want to see if I have that issue as well. Let me Squeeze my fat ass up in here. Yep, okay, I see it. I sure do. Right, let's see if we can get the camera around here. Right there, see that crack going around there? Now, why do they have to screw up a good thing? I don't believe there's any cracks on my old spreader. There could be, though. There could be. But I'm not really sure if that crack will affect a whole lot, because you see this metal plate here, and there's another metal plate inside, and this vibrator bolts onto this metal plate, and then the plate on the inside. I'll get on the inside and look at it, see if there's any cracking on the inside. But I don't. Does that? I don't see any cracks around there. Yeah, that looks okay on the inside. So it appears that maybe this is kind of reinforced a little bit. You see where it comes out here a little bit. It's flat on this side over here. So maybe there's some reinforcement there, or but there's no cracks here on the inside. It's just that one crack on the outside. But I think with this plate here and the one on the other side, there's not a whole lot that can happen to it unless you get a crack in all 4 bolts. Then that could be a problem. But if it's only one, it's probably okay. Now, while I'm in here, I think I'm going to adjust these baffles. This is the spreader my daughter uses, and she was having an issue with some jamming. We got some clumpy salt on Friday as we were spreading, and she had 2 times when it jammed up. So I think I'm gonna slide the back baffle back a little bit, and that should help her. It won't be as much salt going in this at one time, and maybe it won't jam up. So what is that, a 9/16 or 5/8? So let me jump down and get a wrench and close this baffle up. Looks like maybe the back is open too much. The front looks pretty good. So let's see if I can. Let's try that. As long as we don't get any clumps in here, that should be okay, right? That's a little over 1 inch that I closed it up. Someone in our group on Friday, they got salt from 2 different places, and the one place they said was no clumps in the salt, but the other place had clumps in it, and it was giving them issues. Well, my daughter didn't go to the first place with no clumps. She got all of her loads from the place with the clumps, and had 2 times that it gave her an error code, but she did not have to get out and turn anything to unjam it. It finally freed itself up. I got salt from the same place as she did, and you know, I noticed the clumps in it. I didn't have any problem with my spreader jamming, but I had the older style spreader, so the baffles are different in it, and so maybe that was an issue. And my grate is different. I replaced the original grate on my spreader, I don't know, after it was about 4 years old, because these are just steel grates, powder coated steel grates. And this one is 3 years old now, and you can see, you know, it's kind of rusting up. So I replaced mine with a stainless steel. Well, the mesh in it is just a hair smaller. I think this is a little bit bigger than a 2x2. My stainless steel grate on the other spreader is a 2x2, so it's just a little bit smaller mesh. So that means the bigger clumps are not going through it. So maybe that makes a difference, I don't know. And now I'm curious on my other spreader, the original one, which is now, what is that? 9 years. Oh, when did I get that? In 2016, so it's 9 years old. I've got to check that out and see if there is any cracks around the vibrator on that one. I think I'm going to do a voltage test on this vibrator to see if I'm getting all the volts that I need to get. That could be causing issues with this vibrator going bad. I'll take this off of here and go into that connection inside of there. And this might be a good time to try out my new tool here. I've got a 3/8 drive impact I just bought. So my local Napa dealer had a special, and I'm surprised. It was a good deal. So you got a 2-pack battery, and these are the XC5s, $199 for the 2-pack batteries, and they threw in the ratchet for the 3/8 impact for nothing. So with tax, it was $211 or something like that. And when I saw that, I said, whoa. Because my cost alone on these batteries, if I got them from my wholesaler through True Value or Orgill, I think my cost was $189 on those batteries. So that was crazy. The retail value, I think, on this impact gun is, I think they advertise it at 233. What's the torque on it? 250 pounds. 250 foot-pounds of torque on there. I should have a battery. All right, let's get some sockets. Let's see, I believe that was a 7/16 and a 3/8. Oh no. Maybe I need an extension. Oh well, they got it. The ones on the side are 7/16. little bit of wetness in there. Oh man, we taped that up beautifully. We think part of our problem the last time is the connection here had come loose, and that didn't help us, and that could have been part of our problem with the voltage, that with that loose connection, the vibrator wasn't getting full voltage, so then that caused that vibrator to go bad. But I'm just going to check this voltage here. Let me turn it on first, make sure it does still work. Let's go down here. I got 11.85. While that auger's turning, let me get my grease gun out and put some grease on that bearing up front. I guess I should start the truck up, because the truck is off now. Let me start the truck up to see if we're getting our 12 volts. .5. So we're getting all the volts we need to this. But as I'm thinking about this now, I remember this being an issue on the other vehicle, that there's no clip holding this together. And with all of that vibration, this thing works loose, and that could be part of my issue. I'm going to get some tape and put on there to hold that connection together. You know, gloves and tape don't work well together. Son of a bugger. Stabbed my damn finger. That wasn't too bright, was it? Got blood coming out too. Hello. Okay, I can strap this one back down, put it all back, and we're good to go on this for the next snowstorm until it doesn't go. All right, let's walk out here and look at this old spreader. So this is the one that's 9 years old, and it's made a little different. And this is attached to the trough, so it's a stainless steel trough. Hold on, let me get my light out of the way here. There's a stainless steel trough in this spreader that goes all the way to the front, and this vibrator is attached right to that stainless steel trough, so I don't see any cracks anywhere around these bolts where this trough attaches to the spreader itself. So that looks okay. So yeah, there was a design change, and the other design change here is this. You can put forks all the way through here, and I have tubes to go on my forks to slip up in here to pick this whole thing up. On the new one, you can't do that without catching your forks on the vibrator. And yeah, that could be a problem if you're not careful, because that vibrator sits more up here and there's only one spot. I can take you inside to show you. One spot for forks to go in, and if you put your forks in too far, you're gonna put all the pressure on that vibrator, and that could be part of the cause of the cracks. See how this is made, and you see that vibrator up there? So if you shove your forks in too far, you're going up and hitting that vibrator. It's just a poor design, in my opinion. New and improved in this case is not new and improved. And that could be part of the issue on why that is cracked, because I had already put my forks in here one time before I realized that was hitting, and so I could have caused that crack myself. And so you're not getting full support on your forks here. This thing wants to tilt frontwards because your forks aren't even covering half of the spreader when they go in there. Yeah, new and improved. Yeah. Oh well. It's getting late. I've had enough. I'm wet. I'm dirty. I need to go home and get a shower. I'll check the voltage on that other truck tomorrow. I'll back it in here, check that connection, and check that voltage on that one. I'm wrapping this one up, and I'm going to say, see y'all. See ya.